Joe Biden, in a speech that sounded like it was ghostwritten by a fever-dreaming Goebbels, put down his ice cream cone long enough to wag his finger at us, saying right-wing extremism is the biggest threat to the United States of America. Guys, as I begin, thumb up this video. It costs you nothing. Just hit that like button if you like the content and you're new. Subscribe and leave me a comment to let me know whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, or your thoughts on the matter.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Right-wing extremism. Meanwhile, the left's been running a demolition derby on this entire country. And they've got the audacity to point the finger at the other side like they're the ones who are burning the tires. It's like watching an arsonist lecture you about fire safety while he's flicking matches into a pile of dynamite. This, my friends, is right out of Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals playbook. Accuse your opponent of exactly what you're doing and do it with a straight face while the world burns around you. Let's break this down because it's a circus and I'm the ringmaster with a megaphone today, and I'm not in a great mood. First off, Joey's up there squinting into his teleprompter like it's a magic 8-ball, telling us the Proud Boys are coming for our democracy with their Viking helmets and their discount AR-15s. Really, Joe? Meanwhile, the left's been treating America like it's a piñata at a frat party. Pregnancy centers? Firebombed by Jane's revenge. Who believe that Molotov cocktails are the new Planned Parenthood fundraiser? Or at minimum, they're getting rid of their pro-life competition, who might have the audacity to persuade women that, hey, maybe, just maybe, a baby is worth having. ICE facilities attacked by Antifa wannabes like William Van Spronson, who showed up in Tacoma in 2019 with a rifle and a dream to blow up a detention center by puncturing the propane tanks and setting them on fire. Cops killed in the street over and over by deranged psychopaths who've been psyoped to think that they're out to victimize you based on your race. Hence, the 2020 Summer of Love. You know, that romantic period where BLM and Antifa united in unholy matrimony and turned cities into Mad Max conventions. Portland? That place was a war zone with federal courthouses getting hit with more fireworks than a Michael Bay movie. And let's not forget Trump supporter Aaron Danielson, shot in the chest. Death by a cold-blooded Antifa LARPer who thought he was Mao Zedong with a Glock. But sure, Democrats, Joe Biden, it's the MAGA folks who are the problem, right? I mean, you got Luigi Mangione, the poster child for Eat the Rich fan fiction. This guy is from a centimillionaire family. He's a trust fund baby, but decides to play vigilante Robin Hood by shooting a healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, in the back on the streets of New York. Thompson, by the way, clawed his way up from working class Nebraska, while Luigi's out here whining about insurance denials like he's auditioning for a Reddit thread. His bullets had delay, deny, depose written on them. Cute, like he's LARPing as a revolutionary poet. And the left, they're out here calling him a folk hero, selling free Luigi t-shirts, like he's the next Bernie Sanders. This isn't activism, it's a trust fund kid having a tantrum with a 3D printed gun. And while we're at it, let's talk about the 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump in 2024. 2 of them. The first guy, Thomas Crooks, he shot up the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. He grazes Trump's ear, kills a spectator, sends others to the hospital, and the FBI is like, we don't know his motive. It could have been anything. maybe he just didn't like the vibe. The entire media was saying that Thomas Crooks was a Republican and probably a huge fan of Donald Trump because, according to them, this is how we roll. The second guy, Ryan Ruth, is hiding in the bushes at Trump's golf course with a rifle, writing manifestos about how Trump's the devil. Ruth's got Democrat donations in his pocket and a Ukraine flag tattooed on his soul. How dear. But sure, let's pretend that it's Trump's biggest fans trying to take him out. The media's out here spinning it like they were QAnon snipers. Because, why let facts ruin a good narrative that they're trying to psyop the public with? And just when you wrongfully thought that it couldn't get crazier, we've got the Boulder attack on June 1st, 2025. Some Egyptian guy, Mohammed Sabri Suleiman, whose visa expired in 2023, somehow he got the Biden White House to issue him a work permit because, that's just how we roll now. He shows up at a peaceful pro-Israel march, people begging for hostages to be freed from Hamas, who've been held there for 2 years. And what does he do? He chucks Molotov cocktails like it's a Burning Man after party, shouting "Free Palestine" and "End Zionists." 8 people burned, including an 88-year-old Holocaust survivor. This is the Biden administration's diversity hire of the year, folks. An illegal alien turned flamethrower enthusiast. But don't worry, Joe and the Democrats are too busy warning us about white supremacists in pickup trucks to notice or to post this on their DNC propaganda stations. Then there's the DC shooting, May 2025, where Elias Rodriguez, a guy who used to hang out with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, guns down 2 Israeli embassy staffers, screaming, "Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!" like he's auditioning for a Hamas recruitment video. This isn't just a hate crime, it's a left-wing fever dream dressed up, unfortunately, as activism. And what is the common thread here? The left's out here torching, shooting, and rioting, but somehow it's the right-wingers who are the threat to democracy. And here's one more example from the past that continues to the present. The Biden administration went after Elon Musk. They got an activist woman in Delaware courtroom black robes to deprive him of his agreed upon, impossible to reach bonus for saving Tesla shareholders from annihilation, from a 100% loss. He reached impossible metrics. And then when Trump wins and Elon is threatening the taxpayer funds from being wasted that formerly flooded into their NGOs that they controlled with the Department of Government Efficiency, they send their lobotomized leftists that they've psyoped after his dealerships, destroying the products that he created and threatening his life personally. It's like Alinsky wrote the script. Rule 13, pick the target, freeze it, personalize it, and polarize it. Accuse the right of violence while your side turns cities into dystopian escape rooms. Here's the kicker. The right's been sitting on their hands mostly, but you can hear the clock tick, 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 ticking away. You keep poking the bear. You burn pregnancy centers. You kill those who establish law and order, the cops. You shoot CEOs in the back. You threaten the life of others. You tried to take out the leader of a movement and the president of the United States. You firebomb peaceful marches. You shoot up employees of an embassy, and eventually you're going to get a response. And unfortunately, my friends, it's likely to be a big one. The right has guns, trucks, and a whole lot of pent-up rage, and when they snap, it's not going to be a polite debate on X. We're talking civil war, people. Think The Purge but with more flannel and mullet haircuts. The left's out here playing revolutionary, they're LARPing, but they're not ready for the backlash that they are begging for. You can only push so far before the other side pushes back, and when they do, it's going to make Portland 2020 look like a frickin' yoga retreat. That is the hypocrisy that makes your head spin. The left screaming about right-wing violence while they're out there firebombing, assassinating, and rioting like it's a Black Friday sale at Molotov's R Us. Alinsky, he's laughing in his grave because they've mastered his playbook. His work, unfortunately, lives on. Accuse the other side of your own sins and do it with a sanctimonious smirk. The Democrats whine pretentiously about unity while applauding the flamethrowers, cheering on a CEO's murder like it's performance art. And meanwhile, the right, they're loading up at Cabela's. They see what is coming, and all we are one extra feather on the proverbial camel's back from a national cage match. I'm tired of it. You're tired of it. The country's tired of it. The violence is a circus, and the left is holding the ringmaster's whip while blaming the clowns. Keep this up and we're not just going to have a civil war. We're going to have a reality show called America's Got Anarchy. And my friends, nobody is winning that one. So maybe, just maybe, stop throwing Molotovs and calling it social justice before we all end up in a bunker arguing over the last can of Spam. Wake up, people, because this isn't a game, it's a powder keg. And the fuse is already lit.